guys, this is me 3 days in the future. No, not 3 days, like a week. To say I'm so sorry for the resolution of this video. It's pixeled. It's terrible. I need a better editing equipment. Try and enjoy it though. Onion Boy made some books. I bought them. I made a mistake. I'm scared. I think Stones to Abbigale is the least annoying of all of them, even though it's still annoying.
It's the least torturous.
It's the least torturous. My brother's in the room with me, by the way. I can see that this is picking him up from my mic because the bar's like, wow, wow, wow.
That's good.
So, he's being loud enough to be picked up by my crappy small mic.
Which is good. So it's not as crappy as you thought.
So, this is the better of the three, one being that I've never read.
If you can call it better, that is.
Oh my god, if you can call it better. Decent. It's decent.
Not even decent.
It's readable. I have read better Wattpad fanfictions than this, though.
I can clarify that.
I should have bought Insanity. At least that's something I could laugh at jokingly. Because this isn't jokingly. He's serious. Insanity is like a joke book.
You're losing your mind over there, buddy. I love how just loudly you cracked that open.
And I only have 25 subscribers. I really hope Onision doesn't take this video down. He's such a cuck. I really hope he doesn't take this video down.
You know, he's probably not even going to find it.
You would be surprised.
Oh.
There's been a lot of drama here lately of Onision taking down small channel videos for even mentioning him or referencing his works, video-wise, his even stuff that falls under fair use. Onision has been copyrighting claiming them.
I have one question. Why?
Because he's a sensitive baby child.
Man baby.
He's a man baby.
Man baby child.
Yeah, like freaking Bad Onion, man. Bad Onion.
Bad Onion.
Onion Boy.
Bad Onion song.
It makes me feel worse because I actually used to support this dude.
I used to support him.
God.
Because I used to watch.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking too much about Onision. Let's bash his books.
Let's bash his books and him.
So, Stones to Abbigale, at first glance,
No book.
looks terrible.
I was wrong.
It looks...
It looks like a badly written Wattpad fanfiction.
Not even that. Like, the cover? The back cover. The fact that there's no summary.
The only way you can find
Clearly
a summary is on an online site.
Yeah, and it clearly screams, hey, look at my book. I self-published it. Which he did.
Which he shouldn't have done.
Oh.
Should
I
have at
already
least
got
an editor.
indigestion from talking about this book.
You should have at least got an editor. I mean, for dear Lord.
Oh, he got an editor. It was Lainey, thank you for editing the first draft. And if you guys don't know who Lainey is Kai, and Kai is his husband. Okay, whatever. Back to the book.
You keep sidetracking.
Yeah, I keep sidetracking.
We keep sidetracking.
This book in particular, we're gonna talk about this. I'm probably gonna talk about this book in a later video, cause I don't think I can do it.
Not today, at least.
Not today.
Not today.
I actually gave up. I got up from this video and left.
You have got up and gave up.
I actually gave up trying to highlight every bad thing in this book. Every useless thing in this book, too. And,
This is like probably half the book.
the bad stuff in this book is highlighted pink. Pink.
What about the yellow?
Pink. That's where I gave up. I gave up on the 6th page. I did read the whole book though. And it gets worse.
What's the yellow highlighter for?
The yellow highlighter is for stuff that literally doesn't need to be in the book at all.
Like, it's not even bad?
Bad that, so bad that it needs to be taken out.
Not changed? Just
Not changed.
pink is changed. Yellow
Pink is
just...
changed.
Yellow's just yeeted.
Yellow is yeeted.
Yellow's yeeted, okay.
Yellow is either yeeted or so weird that the whole thing just needs to be thrown out and rewritten.
You gotta throw the whole book out, honestly, then.
So, anyway, Stones to Abbigale is a book about... I don't even remember the main character's name. I
Daniel.
bought this book. I can do what I want with it.
I think her name's Daniel.
No, I don't... Is it Daniel? I don't know. I've read so many of his books. Where is this dude's name? James. His name is James.
Oh, it's
I don't know why I pointed at my
part of his
computer.
name.
I don't know why I pointed at my computer. His name is James.
It's another part of his name, anyways.
Isn't it like Gregory James? Anyway, and the girl's name's Abbigale. I don't care.
Her name's Daniel.
Yeah, the dude in this book's Arthur. The dude in Reaper's Creek, Daniel.
Yeah, it was his middle name. Which is actually about him this time, but not about him but at the same time.
What's his first name?
Gregory.
That's about how much I know about this dude, because I don't care about him anymore. So, Stones to Abbigale is about I can barely even tell you what it's about, man. Because I forgot it as soon as I read it. Because that's how forgettable it is.
I can probably pull up the summary.
No, yeah, pull up the summary. Go ahead, do that. I mean, I can pretty much summarize it. I'm going to give you the author summary first. From my lovely assistant over here that you can't see out of frame.
Let me just get it up. Might take some time because my phone likes to go away.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the my description of it first. Terrible. It's about this broken girl. She's so broken. And my phone just went off. I'm gonna ignore it. She's so broken. Is it recording now?
Yes.
Sorry, our camera just cut out. I don't even know when the actual footage stopped. So we're just gonna say that he's over there trying to pull up the actual book summary since there's no summary on the freaking book.
I have a very short plot right here. Very short summary.
Okay, go ahead.
Stones to Abbigale is about a teenage boy named James, Greg's middle name. James falls for a troubled girl named Abby, and they face many tragedies and hardships together. Basically the entire story, and they meet people along the way.
So that summary doesn't give you the idea on how brilliantly written this book is. So this girl, Abbigale, so broken, needs a man to protect her, needs a man in her life so she can feel whole again. Because I guess and this is not just her. This is every book. This is this book. Except for the fact the reason he wants to be with the girl in this book, with one of the women at least, one of the 3 women.
I have a better summary here as well. Much longer one.
No. We're okay with the summary you gave.
This one's like in depth.
There's 3 women in his life in this book. They're all great. Except for the fact that I guess all of them being broken is the reason he wants to bang them. Except for I think one girl. But then he breaks them just to fix them in this book.
I mean, Abby was already broken.
Yeah, but he breaks them just to fix them in this book.
So it's broken, fix, broke, fix.
Like, he kind of gives out like this girl, one of the women in this book's a lesbian. But he wants to bang her so much.
Banging the lesbo.
That he eventually gets her to be in some weird harem threesome.
This sounds like
Trash
some
book.
average high school
Some 50
anime.
Some 50 Shades of Grey crap, man.
Badly written harem anime.
And this is, I think, one of the worst written relationships I've ever read. And I've read all the Twilights.
I've watched one of the Twilights.
The Twilight book's relationship with Edward and
Do you forget her name?
Bella. I haven't watched and or read a Twilight book in so long. With Edward and Bella is so fundamentally broken and terrible. But this is worse. James is this edgelord who hates everybody. You'll see a little bit of spans across all 3 books, man. But this one's James, not Arthur.
Or Daniel.
Or Daniel. James. The light is whatever. He is an edgelord that hates everyone. He hates his does he hate his dad in this book? I can't remember if he hates his dad in this book or not. Maybe it's just his mom in this one. God, y'all, I can't even remember what happened in this book.
That's how bad it is?
Yeah, it's badly written characters. It's the high school, they don't give a name, placement, there's no, like, overall location in this book. No location. None.
Ignore the dogs.
If you can hear the dogs, I'm sorry. But there's literally no location in this book. No setting. There's a part in it where the president comes in. There's no name for him. Just the president. I'm not going to go over the complete plot of this book, because honestly, I don't know what the plot is. Boy meets girl. They get in a bunch of troubly, deathy stuff. Like, I guess a character in this book dies. But he was so unimportant in the book that I didn't care. I was like, oh, the character died, oh well. And it's just boy meets girl, girl's broken, some unrealistic, like, freaking anime crap happens. Like, his parents move, or his mom moves. I think it's his mom. His mom's in the book. This one, just his mom. She meets some handsome man that he barely even knows, and she just moves out with him, but leaves James the house. I guess pays for it. His own house. I want to know what the mom does for a job. If she's gonna...
Not to, remember, he's like in 9th grade.
They never discuss what grade he's in.
So he was like 15, 14, so about 9.
Not really. They never discuss what grade he's in.
That's true.
I would have to say he's probably, hopefully, a junior in this book. Hopefully. Not a senior, because he says he's running for class president. So it's not a senior. So it's gotta be a junior.
He gets weird.
Yeah, if it's any less than a junior, I have some problems. I'm actually gonna link down below Crimson Rogue's review of this book, because he does a better job than me. I cannot discuss this book.
It's like 11:40.
So bad.
Yeah.
It's almost midnight. I'm tired. And
I'm somehow not.
I need to, if I were to actually go into detail with this book, I'd have to reread it 3 different times in a time before I actually started recording. Because it's so...
confusing.
It's not even confusing. It's boring. It's so boring. It's the most boring book I've ever written in my life. Okay, there is this one scene where she... Okay, they're at his mom's house, which is his house now, I guess. And she, or maybe it's her house, I don't know. Fundamentally broken. I'll tell you that one right now. Excuse me. But she gets in the shower, and she's so, like, beaming. She's, like, set on him coming into the bathroom with her. And listening to her talk while she's in the shower. But, like, all of this is just for her to come out and show all of her self-harm scars. That's the whole scene. And then they bang.
Wait, what?
Bang.
What bang?
And bang. And that's also a theme throughout his all books. Remember that.
Clap the cheeks.
When you watch... Not watch. God, I hope they don't make it into a movie. When you read Reaper's Creek and realize that the protagonist is 11 years old, just keep that in mind, that all of his characters have to bang.
All of them clap the cheeks.
All of them have to clap the cheeks. And to sum up this entire review, I'm going to read you with a little book reviewy ASMR. The last, not chapter, I ain't reading the whole chapter.
Do the first part.
The last page of this book. Which, if you don't know the last page of this book, it's literally like 3 sentences. She and I turned around to everyone. Wow, I can't read. He can't either. Or write. She and I turned around to continue looking at the burnt school. Oh yeah, more context. So, the guidance counselor burned down the school.
For what god-awful reason, we don't know.
No, I know.
I don't know.
So, Abbigale got pregnant with a rape baby?
Yeah, she was raped.
I think. Because that's where it kind of boils down to, is it's that. But then, like, she gets beat to the point where she loses the baby. And the guidance counselor thinks she got an abortion. Because that's her problem, for some reason. Like, she needs to know everybody's personal lives. And she, like, hates Abbigale now. Thinks she's evil for getting an abortion because, you know, Greg needs to shove his opinion down people's throats. And, she tries to get her in trouble. And then the guidance counselor, after there's a school shooting, excuse me, I have indigestion from reading this. And Ooh, Lord.
You looked down at the book and you burped so loudly.
Brussels sprouts, man. Brussels sprouts.
I still have the taste in my mouth.
But, so the guidance counselor's like, oh god, yes, abortion is bad, so, like, Abigail's the devil now. Why are you like this? You can't see what he's doing off screen, but it's terrible. Anyway, the guidance counselor, goes ahead and, like, tries to get Abigail in trouble, trying to say she wanted the school shooting to happen. Because apparently she was bullied at school, and she was like, oh yeah, I want all these people to disappear. Like a normal kid usually would do. And so this prompted, maybe, her ex-boyfriend to go and shoot the school. So the guidance counselor, Tatiana went off. The guidance counselor, tries to get her in trouble, then getting herself in trouble and fired, and she blames Abigail and the whole school for this, I guess. And she burns down the school. That's all that happens. That's the reason the guidance counselor is there.
He likes burning schools.
To burn down the school. And then the last chapter is, she and I turned around to continue looking at the burnt school. Suddenly, I realized something. A small smirk crossed my lips. Well, I guess this means I won't be running for president. So quirky. In conclusion, don't waste your money on this book.
Unless you want to die inside.
I'm already there.
You've been there for like
and so
18 years.
Correlate this book to this book. School shooting, rape, banging. Greg bangs. Greg bangs.
He likes banging.
Reaper's Creek. Greg bangs.
She liked the bang. He liked the big
bang.
bang.
The bang. And honestly,
he created the universe with the big bang.
In conclusion, I'm gonna burn these books.
Are you actually?
No, they're worth too much money, man.
You'd love to, though.
I wish. And honestly, if I burn these books, it'd probably be bad for the environment. I don't want to do that. That's terrible.
Instead of burning the books, why just not burn Onision?
That wouldn't be bad for the environment.
It would be good for it, because you freaking cut down all...
Another video. Another video for another time. And if you guys wondering why I keep looking at my computer, I don't know why I think I'm recording from my computer, because I literally never do that. This is literally the first time I've ever recorded something. But the the bar on my microphone keeps going up and down, and I'm just focusing on that. I'm so tired. Ugh.
You're so tired you focus on the little things.
I'm gonna review this book at a different time, of course, like I said.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I have to edit this video.
Maybe next week.
Terrible.
Reaper's Creek,
Reaper's Creep.
Truthful.
Reaper's Creek. I may or may not get. I'm still debating because holy crap.
If you want to spend your hard-earned money on a horrible book, go do it.
Hard-earned money. I only got $29 on my account. But all this aside, you know what? Onision's books, if you take them out of context of Onision, are still terrible. If I love Stephen King. I love Stephen King, okay? Literally, if you saw my book collection, I love Stephen King.
Like 99% of it's Stephen King.
Well, 99% of it's Stephen King. If Stephen King wrote this book, I'd say it's trash. Because it is.
But you'd like it a little bit more.
I'd like it a little bit more because it's Stephen King, though. No, I wouldn't. It's still really bad. And
If Stephen King rewrote it, though...
Okay, I'm not an English major. Nor do I say that I am. I'm not. I literally just got out of high school.
I basically failed English once.
You did. And I just got out of high school. I'm not an English major. Nor am I in college right now. I took this book to my English teacher. She skimmed through it. Read a whole chapter. And you know what she said? She said that this guy sounds like a nihilistic piece of crap. And a few other choice words that I choose not to repeat on camera. She was actually pretty upset that anything like that got traction and or money.
I mean, could you be surprised?
And just to prove my point on this book being worse than a Wattpad fanfiction, I'm going to read you some Wattpad fanfiction. Okay, so like I said, we're going to read some Wattpad fanfiction.
You've read some pretty good Wattpad fanfiction, you told me.
Oh, I've seen so much good Wattpad fanfiction.
Which is probably My Hero Academia.
No, actually not.
Oh,
but I have the perfect one to read to you guys. If I can find Wattpad. Yeah, we should have closed that door a while ago. There are people sleeping in this house.
They probably don't give a crap.
They're probably not even asleep right now. Did I delete my Wattpad app? No, it just looks different. I forgot it looks different. I haven't been on Wattpad in so long, man.
Like how long?
I have like, it is trying to process how many notifications I have. Because I actually have pretty successful books on Wattpad. Except for they're all bad, so that's why I'm not going to read you my writing.
Reddit, though.
Huh?
Reddit, though.
Oh my god, yeah. I got my story on Reddit made the front page. So glad for that one, Chief.
What Chief? Who's Chief?
You, Chief.
I'm
sorry.
Chief, mate. If I was a chief, you'd be dead by now.
Let me pick here. So we got Alley Cat. Kick. Human. Wait, is Human mine? Oh god, Human's mine. We're not gonna read that. Marvel.
Find a front page one.
No, I have one. God, I have Harry Styles fanfictions in my Wattpad.
Who's Harry Styles? I'm sorry, but...
Oh my god.
Look, most of my...
You made me feel really old. I literally feel so old right now. And One Direction didn't break up that a long time ago. But
I don't listen
so
to One Direction, so I probably wouldn't know.
So old now. Here it is.
Harry Styles is going to play in the new, like the Little Mermaid.
Are you kidding me? Who's he playing?
Prince Eric.
Harry Styles is playing Prince Eric?
He talks about he might play it.
Oh my god, I hope so.
He looks like a perfect Prince Eric.
Bro, my 6th grade heart just jumped. Dude, I loved One Direction. At the same time, I also loved My Chemical Romance. We're not going to talk about that.
You've loved them for a while.
God, I love them so much.
You've loved them longer than One Direction.
Okay. So this is before I get...
It's past midnight.
What?
It's past midnight.
It'd be like that. Okay, before... Oh no, where'd it go? It disappeared. Ah! Before I read this, I want to give credit to, of course, the writer of this. This is called Dead Girl Walking. And it is by L. Chapman.
Oh.
And it is a Walking Dead fanfiction. This is a fanfiction. Okay,
Ooh,
guys?
Nice. Walking Dead.
I'm gonna just read the chapter that I left off on. This was back in 2015, by the way. Which is around the same time this was written, so this is great. Alright. Rick was too aware of the tension his decision had made in the camp. And he was even more aware that people here didn't like that he was taking away defenses for them. Safety here was a priority, and for most of them, they had been here for weeks, living off the idea that this place was a haven. The walkers had not been this far within camp before. Most of them were afraid, surviving merely by a chance of the backs of the others. It didn't take much of the genius to figure out that most of them felt safer without Merle Dixon shouting his mouth out about the camp. But what they failed to realize was the bag of guns dropped in the city were most likely their only chance of keeping this camp safe. For just a little bit longer, walkers were not allowed to stop and wait at the boundaries of the hillside, just so they can strengthen themselves up. From what he'd already seen of their weapons, they were hardly going to last another couple of months if the walkers were really leaving the city. Now I'm going to read you a sentence out of this book, or I read pretty much a paragraph out of that one. I'm going to read a paragraph out of this one. I'm gonna,
Sarah,
stop.
no.
Then I woke up to my room filled with sunlight, but it would not change the darkness my dream left me with. I felt something inside me change, almost if I had been seeing something I've never meant to. And now I find a way to lose the thick, cloud freshly looming over my head. It is, as I said briefly before, I said, I feel like a visitor here, like I'm in this world but not a part of it, like everyone else. I study people and situations to find out how they work. Sometimes my dreams fill with the emotions and thoughts I missed while I was awake. Not having to go to school. I need to read this. Oh my god, I need to read this. I lied, guys. I need to read this. Not having to go to school after due to my suspension, I decided to write a letter to Abby. It read, "When I look in your eyes, I, at times, feel a level of sadness I've never felt, as if we, despite barely knowing each other, have been apart for far too long." Can I say creep alert? Anyway, I proved my point. L. Chapman, you're a great writer. I saw that you had updated your book, and please keep updating, because you're actually a really good writer.
Make a real book out of it, mate.
Make a real book out of it. Publish it. I've seen fan fictions published before. Do it. Speaking of fan fictions, I should buy Insanity. Which is a fan fiction.
By who? Onision?
No. I don't know who it's by, but I know it's about. You want to know who it's about, John?
Yeah.
It's a creepypasta fan fiction.
Who's it about?
Jeff the Killer.
Okay. I can live with that.
Oh my god, it's
As long as there's no
it's so
banging.
badly written, but I want it.
As long as there's no banging.
I just want to add it to my bad book collection.
Sarah, it's already big enough.
2 books isn't big enough. I probably have another.
You have the whole Twilight Saga.
You know what? Fight me. I do have the Hunger Games laying around somewhere. The Hunger Games is for another time. Another video.
The Hunger Games is bad?
I honestly think it is.
That's your opinion.
They could do so much with the Hunger Games. So much with the Hunger Games.
But
they
decide
didn't
not
do
to.
Like, there's something so broke about the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games?
There's something so broke about the Hunger Games' world that makes me question it.
The Hunger Games.
Like, the fact that, okay, they act like that nobody's ever volunteered for the Hunger Games before. So is everybody too scared to do it? But do they see the literal outcome that that could provide if you can raise your hand and say, me, for the Hunger Games? They could train the people to win. You could train years in advance to raise your hand and be like, I want to be it, you know? And then your whole faction gets food. And you can plan that. But they don't even think about that. That's literally something put in the books. But they all act like, oh, yeah, Katniss Everdeen raising her hand is like the first person ever. Like, nobody's ever thought about doing that. Okay. That ain't it, Chief. Anyway, this is a mess of a video. Conclusion to everything.
Going on way too long.
It's going on way too long. just don't read his books. Don't do it. Don't do this to yourself.
Unless you want to end up like this person.
Unless you want to end up like me. So yeah. Peace out.